start streaming. Alright. Alright. Now, let's see if this works this time. All right. Now, I'm just going to wait for people to hop in chat again. Hey. And this time I switched a few mods around, so we'll start with a 100% save file, so that way we can just hop into whatever level we want. Don't have to worry about anything else. Don't have to worry about any janky cutscenes. It's just Sonic Unleashed in its purest form. Well, I say purest form, but I don't have the game in stereoscopic 3D. Nor would I want to do that to any of you. Alright. So I'm just going to hop in. And as we can see, it's a bit further than the beginning of the game. So it says that it's a 100% save file. Let's see. Alright, it has all of the secret statues. Man, this place was so cool. It was so weird that they just kind of made this room and then just didn't tell people about it. Like, it boggles the mind and rocks the senses, if you will. Let's make sure that we're live still. Yes, we are. Alright. And I toggled some settings, so hopefully the stream will play nicer with YouTube. Alright. Yep. But like, you know, they're just really cool statues, and just one day they just kind of announced them, or was it somebody data mined all of the stuff, or was it that they just gave out all the codes? I don't even remember at this point. But it's just very weird. They handled that, you know, kind of strangely. So we have Supersonic, Homing Attack, Ring Time, Long Spin Dash, and Thunder Shield. Hyper and Spark. Supersonic, Thunder Shield, Hercules Muscles, Long Spin Dash, and Ring Time. Alright, and then Hyper and Booster, which is Supersonic, Flame Shield, Long Spin Dash, Power Break, and Ring Time. Anything for these two? Supersonic? And nothing. I guess you can make your own custom. So we got Hyper and Sonic and Hyper and Spark. Supersonic, Power Stomp, Trick Mastery. And then Hyper and Spark for Modern is Supersonic, Trick Mastery, and Power Stomp. Huh. Well, I'm not going to mess with those just in case they screw with the game somehow. But yeah. Oh, you know what? I want to make sure that I actually equipped... Okay, Hyper and Sonic is equipped. Skill Shop. What do they have in the Skill Shop? Does this 100% save file bring back the Green Hill Zone controller? It does not. Okay, so here's something that's interesting about the PC version that's different from the console versions. In the console versions, the Xbox 360 and PS3 version, there's a Sega Genesis floating here, and you can just play Sonic the Hedgehog 1. Just the entire game. Sound emulation is pretty bad, but hey, you know, having another game for free, typically nothing to sneeze at. Sky Sanctuary... Ah, that's right. I also have the Casino Night DLC, which is the only the only sort of DLC this game got. And it's just a pinball table. But yeah. So some of you might be wondering where I've been these last however long it's been. A few months, maybe even a year or so. And I have been attempting to do a rebrand. However, some things I think it's like... I don't even remember off the top of my head. I was fiddling around with too many YouTube settings. So my brain's just kind of fried when it comes to what YouTube settings were changed by what. But attempting to do a rebrand into MaxCVA, as you see the channel is now called, there are some things that I couldn't do without a channel banner and at least 100 subscribers. So I guess that means I gotta start doing more content. So that way I can finish my rebrand and, you know, start producing content that I really, really want to make. Not saying that what I did before wasn't, but I'm saying that I'm striving for a higher quality than I had before. I have plenty of videos in script form and, prompt and outline form. Some of them I've started recording footage for, some of them I have tried to record voiceover for, but once again I'm balancing working retail. Oh no, I finally lost my first ball. Working retail and oh, nice, I got an extra ball. Working retail, trying to improve my skills as a voice actor, and figuring out what I wanted to do with this YouTube channel in general. Oh nice, I finally got that bonus. So I've just been sort of laying low until I decided today, you know what, I want to have a stream just to get back into the swing of things and hopefully, build up a bit more of an audience, so when that rebrand finally finishes and I start making videos proper, they'll have something else to look forward to, and I might continue streaming if I enjoy it, you know. Never hurts to work on my improv skills and... Oh! Alright, now we're going into a super secret... Oh, I can somewhat control Sonic. Ah, that's a flipper. Alright. So how did I do... Did I hit the 4 lights up in the top right? Was that what caused that? Because I'm gonna be honest, I very much enjoy pinball, but half the time I do not understand what is happening. Yeah, pretty lights happen, funny number goes up, and my brain just releases serotonin. Yeah, this is sort of a welcome back stream just to get back into the swing of things, as I said before. And, you know, just sort of a way for me to be a bit more proactive while I get things sorted out. So it's better than me just going, oh, I can't complete this part of the rebrand. Time to sit there and do nothing and hope that it fixes itself. You know, even if it's just playing the Casino Night pinball DLC stage from Sonic Generations, it's something. It's a way to interact with people. It's a way to put myself out there. And even if only... Wait, was that it? Alright. Well, I want to try to get back up into that one area we went into before. And as far as I know, it's the same machine for both classic and modern. But who knows? I guess we'll just have to check it out and see. Of course, if it is the same sort of machine, we don't have to play through it. Okay, so once you use the spring, it gets locked up. Alright. Alright. So, I wonder what happens if you get all the ones up here. There's not really much I can do to influence this. But... Ah. There we go. Alright, we got 1 of 4. Oh, is there... There's a boost. I did not notice that until just now, and I feel... so dumb. So there probably was a way that I could have influenced this stuff up there. But now let's check it out as modern Sonic. Oh, it has a different score counter, so possibly it's different. Well, the boost gauge is different, but so far I'm not seeing much of a difference. I got 3 out of 4. Whew. Oh. It just reacts the exact same way as Classic Sonic's boost gauge. What? Wait, what happened? Alright. Maybe I should play an actual stage. Alright. You know what? Let's go to Sky Sanctuary. So like I said, I have a mod. for a 100% save file, so this is not my true 100% save. I thought I had a lightning shield. Oh, I used the ring time. What? No, I'm trying to use the lightning shield. I don't want to use ring time when there's not any enemies around. There we go. Well, that's super. Okay. There we go. Alright. Woo! Can I? No. There we go. I had to use the lightning shield. It doesn't work on ring time enemies. That's interesting. Oh. Is that intended? Well, then again, I don't think they expect you to use Supersonic and the lightning shield at the same time. But, for those who are a bit confused on what just happened, so I have the homing attack equipped, which normally overrides, well, I guess Classic Sonic doesn't have a secondary jump ability. But the lightning shield gives him a second jump in midair, otherwise known as a double jump. However, I think the game doesn't know what to do because I have Supersonic and the lightning shield. Or, excuse me, the homing attack and the lightning shield. So it just gives me a double jump as well as the homing dash. Which is what the homing attack is called when you don't have an enemy to lock onto. So, yeah, that's a bit strange. Because it doesn't have the same effect either. Like, normally the lightning shield, like, zaps out a bit, or like, I don't quite know how to illustrate my point, but like, it has an animation. Hello. Why did I die? I was holding right. Anyway, Sonic Generations is a perfect game, and I will hear nothing to the contrary. Yeah, because I was holding right there, and I did just fine. Huh. Alright. Game still looks amazing. Oh no, I didn't get the S rank. However shall I redeem myself? We'll just start with Green Hill Act 2. Because I did Green Hill Act 1 in a stream that never existed. But Modern Sonic is typically what most people make mods for in this game, which is fair because Modern Sonic just plays a lot better than Classic in this game. So I do not blame people at all for making mods for pretty much only Modern Sonic. However, it would be nice to see some classic modding love, especially since this game is still very much active in the modding scene. This Sonic Adventure 1 and Sonic Adventure 2... Hey, nice! Trickstar! I don't think I have OBS set to capture, like, Steam. So, like, Steam in-game overlays. So that tells you how much I have played the PC version because I want to say I 100%ed it on consoles. Alright, that looked a bit strange. But, you know, I don't necessarily want to do that for every single game I have on both PC and console. And so one good thing about having mods on PC is you can just find a 100% save file online, which is actually what I did. But speaking of Sonic, Super Sonic! Speaking of Sonic, I am very excited for not only Sonic Frontiers, but the Paramount Plus Knuckles series, Sonic Movie 3, which was just confirmed to be in development, as well as Sonic Prime, which is, I want to say, being made for Netflix. Oh, nice. Thread the needle right into the pit. I should have added the mod for the better classic Sonic homing attack. Because if you can't tell, unless you're locking on to an enemy directly, classic Sonic's homing attack just kind of lacks proper momentum. And it's like, yeah, modern Sonic's homing attack has some weird properties in this game as well. And there's actually a mod to make it more physics-based like previous Sonic games. Once again, the modding scene is incredible. Alright. But... Hey, nice! Got the skateboard. Lost the skateboard. I lost my lightning shield. Alright. So I will say, I didn't do the trick. Having Classic Sonic ride the skateboard is not only a nice reference to some of, like, Sonic the Screensaver, and other things like that, but it's a nice way to include, the gun truck, or, I guess, gun helicopter, garbage board. You gotta be kidding me. Thing from Sonic Adventure 2. Oh, if you couldn't tell, I'm a bit rusty with streaming, and it's been a while since I've done it by myself as well. But one thing that I enjoy about this game is it has, like, goofy little moments like that, where instead of the gun truck showing up at the very end of the level, it chases you throughout the entire level and, like, destroys itself trying to kill you. But now we have modern City Escape. This stage, if I remember right, was a pain to S rank. And I don't remember, like, if it was just, like, something with the score requirement was screwing with me, or if I think I don't remember what it was, but I always remembered this stage being a pain to S rank. Like, most of the other stages I got within a few attempts, except for Planet Wisp, because screw Planet Wisp. This game is a good game, except for that last stage. And it is such a fumble at the finish line. It makes me very sad. But this game was very fun to play, very fun to S-rank. I don't think I ever S-ranked all the missions, because there were a few that I just couldn't stand. And I seem to be in the minority when I say I don't mind the Vector mission in Rooftop Run, where you essentially fight him as a quote-unquote boss fight. But once again, it's been a while since I played this game, so Ring Time is still active. Also, I didn't turn on Endless Possibility. I'm assuming the person who made the 100% save file just really liked playing through this stage using Endless Possibility, because this is the only stage that I've played so far that has different music, unless I was not paying attention during Green Hill Zone Act 2. But I mean, it's a great song. Don't get me wrong, I just wasn't expecting to hear it. Alright. So this is where I'm probably going to die, because I usually have a hard time. Like, most people can get through this part without ever getting hit. I seem to have the worst luck when it comes to not getting hit during this part. Like, I don't know if it's something that I'm doing, or if just I have found the jankiest hitbox on this thing. But I digress. Now that I have Supersonic, this should go very smoothly. But, you know, I've just been biding my time, finding things to make videos on, doing practice voice acting work, Demolition Derby. But other than that, you know, it's just something that I haven't really, where was I going with this? Okay, recenter on point before I forget it. Right. So I've just been, you know, biding my time, and of course, you know, I've got personal stuff going on, but nothing has really gotten in the way of me making content except for my own motivation. So I'm hoping that if I start streaming every so often, I can sort of kickstart that joy I had for making videos with friends and, you know, by myself. I'm absolutely atrocious at video editing, which has been another really big barrier for me. But this was the sort of like quote-unquote boss fight I was talking about. I enjoyed this encounter. Yep, there we go. So essentially, you just have to hit the musical notes before they hit the ground. And there's this little glowing bit that tells you where the note is going to go. And eventually, after you hit it enough times, the note changes color and goes faster. And for whatever reason, everyone seems to have the hardest time with this encounter. And everybody lauds it as one of the worst missions in this game, and I don't understand. Maybe I do. No, I'm just kidding. But, you know, it's just... I want to start holding myself accountable. Either finding somebody to edit my videos or just work on the skills myself, because, you know, inevitably the first things you create are always going to turn out not the greatest, and that's okay, because you have to start somewhere. But, you know, I have a lot of things that I want to do with this channel. And just, in general, what I want to do in life. And that can't get started if I don't start working on it. So, this is... Oh! Alright. This is sort of the start to, holding myself accountable. I figured, Sonic Generations Welcome Back stream, sounded a lot better than holding myself accountable. Because one, that, implies, if not necessitates, there's something that you're guilty of, and, you know, I wanted this to be something positive, rather than, oh, look at me, you know, I haven't done this, that, and the other thing. No, rather, I want this to be the opposite, just, hey, I want to celebrate me, you know, nice. I want to celebrate me coming back, and, you know, actually doing stuff. That was very risky. You know, being proactive and taking charge. And of course, any streams that I do will be archived in the Stream Archives playlist on this channel. The videos themselves will be unlisted after the initial stream, but if you want, you can watch any previous streams via that archive. That first stream that I did today is not going to be archived, because that's just a couple minutes of me fumbling around and realizing that my streaming settings were not correct. So that one will not be saved. And that's fine, because I played through Green Hill Zone Act 1, got an S rank, realized the video was super compressed and also super choppy on YouTube, and then I ended the stream. So, yeah. I think it's fine that that one is gone. However, like I said, this and all future streams, you know, ones that don't go terribly wrong within the first 5 to 10 minutes, will be archived on this channel, MaxCVA. That's Max C as in Maxi. MAXC. No! Dang it. And of course, I intend to not just do streaming, but also do scripted videos, possibly even Let's Play or two. If not just do, like, streams. Like, I fully intend to either stream or do a Let's Play, as well as a review of Sonic Frontiers when it comes out. I have played through Sonic Origins. Nice. I've beaten all 4 games. I've not beaten all of Mission Mode, but I have played a lot of the missions. Overall, game is fine. they could have done better, but also, you know, they could have done worse. And I really hope that, like, the headcanon team and Stealth are able to go back and fix those issues. I know, I want to say her name is Katie, one of the social media managers of Sonic the Hedgehog, have confirmed that the team is working on a patch. I don't know if that's Sega or if that's... Did I just go through that platform? Or if that's the headcanon team. We haven't heard anything from headcanon after the game got released. But either way, I'm just hoping that the game is better on consoles, because I mainly got it on PC. I know I have the decompilations of 1, 2 CD. I have Sonic 1 Forever, Sonic 2 Absolute, and Sonic 3 Air. So it's just like, why do I have it? Well, I want to support the official release. Yeah, nice. Alright. So that was that mission. Aside from a bit of jankiness with the homing attack, as we saw, and not a skill issue, I swear. You know, it's not too bad. I feel like people overblow how, like, difficult that one is. Alright. So we'll play a few more stages. I think I'll run through all the bosses. So, like, I'll play through Seaside Hill. I'll then play through all the bosses in the game. And then I will call it there for this stream. Yeah. I hope as I do more streams, you know, more people get to join in. I know that, there was one person that joined in on the previous stream, but then, yeah, obviously that one died. And I don't think I effectively communicated that I was going to do another stream, after the first one got screwed up. So, you know, I'm hoping that, as time goes on, I get better at doing streams. And I know I keep talking about, you know, in the future, I'm hoping to do this, that, and the other thing. Come on. Ah. There we go. I remember playing this on PS3 because I loaded up my PS3 save file a few days ago. Ah, come on. I had the lightning shield. What do you mean it didn't protect me from lightning damage? Like I said, game's good. Bit janky, but it's good. But when I got to this section specifically in classic Seaside Hill, the game just deloaded most of the area and just didn't load the rest of the area until, like, the ending boulder chase. So, you know, I had rings to guide me. And obviously, like, the orca would show up. Like, actual interactable things, like those fans that push you around, were there, and, you know, these spike balls were there. Come on. There you go. So I wasn't completely in the dark, but most of it, like, all of the level geometry was just gone. And if I had a proper capture card, I have an Elgato HD60 Plus, but the way that my motherboard is set up, I don't have any spare slots for it to go in. And it's... Excuse me? I'm not... What just happened? I'm supersonic. Alright. I'll play through let's say modern Sky Sanctuary, why not? And then I'll go through all the bosses, and then we'll call it for this stream. But yeah, I have no idea, and it wouldn't happen all the time, but it would happen like half the time, and I can't tell if it's like something wrong with my PS3 specifically. That one I just kept pressing the wrong button. Or if it's just like something with how the game renders things on PS3 that it couldn't find the proper like files, but I'm glad it just didn't crash because I did end up getting an S rank and I didn't want to replay that entire stage. Ah, nice. All right. I somehow only have 5 rings. Okay. Yep. But yeah, going back to what I was talking about before, there are a lot of things that I want to do on consoles, that, you know, expense-wise, I have been saving up for a lot of other things, be it personal, or just, you know, trying to live. But that stopped me from, like, getting a proper HDCP ripper, because a lot of the consoles that I want to record have HDCP, otherwise known as, what is it, high definition copy protection? Or something of that description. So like PS3, I have a lot of PS3 games and whatnot, but I can't really... Whew! I tried to jump over to the other rail, didn't quite work out. Nice. This is going great. Alright. Alright, take 5. One more time. There we go. There is, like, a certain weightiness to Sonic in this game that, after playing games like Heroes, and, like, Sonic 06, which I know is probably not the, best example I want to use for how I feel Sonic should control in a 3D Sonic game. But, you know, it's just games like that where I think Sonic has a certain flow to his movements, and yeah, you know, a lot of people go, well, it's very slippery, and a lot of people have a hard time controlling Sonic. And that I completely understand. But as somebody who has played games like Sonic Heroes, Shadow the Hedgehog, the classic games, and even games like Sonic Unleashed, Sonic Generations, and Sonic Colors throughout the years, you know, I have experienced a lot of different ways for Sonic to control, and I think I prefer that, like, mid-2000s high-speed, slippery, like, easy to learn, difficult to master sort of thing. Not to say that anybody is wrong for necessarily liking this weightier Sonic. It's just some of his movements in this game in particular feel a bit too, like, constrictive, if I had to put it in a certain way. obviously you can you can schmoove on people in this game, especially with Classic Sonic's what's it called? Spin Dash. And you really don't feel a lot of that sort of weightiness when you're boosting, but, well, there's the problem. The boost is limited, and while, yes, you have rings and enemies that can refill the boost gauge, you're not always boosting. Come on, there we go. Alright. Sonic Adventure, I feel like, controls Sonic's, has some... Okay, there we go. I was just like, wait, where did I go? Has pretty decent physics, for Sonic. Sonic Adventure 2, I want to say, on the whole, does things a bit more to my liking than Adventure 1. But I will say, spam dashing in Adventure 1 is so much more fun than, spin dashing in Sonic Adventure 2. It's just like this sense of, nice. This sense of power that you get by just plowing through everything with spin dashes just really feels fun. And I know that a lot of people will go, well, then why do you have problems with the boost? I don't necessarily have problems with the boost. In fact, I'm very interested to see how it's handled in Sonic Frontiers, since it sounds like it runs on a stamina gauge, rather than, your typical boost gauge. So it's something like the sprinting in, like Breath of the Wild, not to compare an open zone game to an open world game. Sorry, Izuka-san. But, I find there are things to enjoy about almost every single Sonic game, and I can play them if you want me to. Because, like, Sonic the Hedgehog 1 was the first game I ever played when I was, like, I want to say 3 years old. And ever since, the Blue Rat has been a part of my life. And I wouldn't have it any other way. I very much enjoyed the Sonic series, and I don't see myself, falling out of favor with the Sonic games anytime soon. But I will admit that, yeah, there are a lot of weird things that happen in these games. And there are some decisions that I wish weren't made. Ah, oh, nice. Love that. Let's try that again. Once more with feeling. Alright. Oh, did that destroy the platform that immediately... Okay. Alright. I prepared for this comeback stream in a lot of ways. Replaying the boss fights in Sonic Generations was not one of the ways. Oh wow, I've never actually fallen down here before. Because normally I just take him out. You have got to be kidding me. Alright. There we go. What? Hold on. How was I expected to hit that? Alright. There we go. Alright. After this, we have 4 more bosses. We have Shadow the Hedgehog, and Egg Emperor was in the 3DS version. In this version, I don't actually remember who you fight. Because after Shadow, you fight Silver and the Egg Dragoon. Yeah, I don't remember who the mid-game boss is for this one. Anyway, here's Shadow. He's a bit of a goober. We all love him. Yeah. All right. I will say I have replayed this one recently just to test out a mod that I installed. It was a mod that replaces Sonic's running animation with Shadow's. It's Skating Sonic. Unfortunately, I don't remember who the mod creator is. You gotta be kidding me. Fine. I guess I'll play the game normally. But going back to a topic that I was talking about, I don't even remember how long ago. HDCP Ripper. I thought Shadow got the charging orb, whatever that's called. I think, yep, he got it. Alright, well, now that's done. It changes to All Hail Shadow. That's really neat. I never noticed, because I've never let Shadow collect both the orbs. And it's the Crush 40 version. Nice! There we go. And now we get Sonic. Power up. They never actually gave this a name, and it makes me sad. Anyway. HDCP Ripper, because I have consoles like the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox Series X. The Series X, you know, games like Sonic Unleashed, with their FPS boost, are so cool, and I want to be able to show that off. Get dunked on. You don't actually say anything. I just noticed. Yeah, then again, this game was very light on story. Alright, so this one is Perfect Chaos. I was even looking at a mod for Perfect Chaos's fight. I don't know why I didn't remember that. Also, one of the mods, as you can see that I have, is Chip's Bracelet. Speaking of Sonic Unleashed. Because I thought that that's a really cool little piece for Sonic to have, and I'm sad that he doesn't really wear it in any other games. Unless I'm mistaken. Also, I love... Excuse me? I love Perfect Chaos's design. Just in general. But especially, like, the slight touch-ups they gave him in this game. one of the things I wish you could do, if you can tell by the fact that that I don't have, like, the trick mastery equipment, they don't let you use equipment during boss fights. I'm only assuming because, you know, they wanted to make it more challenging. But I really wish you could have reenacted Supersonic versus Perfect Chaos in this game. Because, like, with all these cinematic camera angles and all the particle effects and whatnot, that would have looked so dope. And, like, look at his, like, water cyclones. You wouldn't call those water tornadoes, right? I don't know the proper vernacular for hydro calamities. But with that, I think that is the second to last hit? Yeah, I think this is the last hit, because you have to run up and attack him in the head one more time. We'll just ignore that. We can't just ignore that, because it sends me back a phase. Well, it's a good thing you don't actually need the boost gauge for that. But it's a really nice way of showing how Sonic has progressed in strength, because previously he needed the power of the 7 Chaos Emeralds to neutralize Perfect Chaos. And this one, he just needs to boost into him real good. Some people could say it, you know, lessens the narrative impact of the Chaos Emeralds. But, like, typically those are the same people who complained that the Chaos Emeralds were just something that Sonic relied upon to defeat all of his problems. And something that I wish I could use right now. Because, like I said, I'm a touch rusty at Sonic Generations. Crush 40, real cool band. Johnny Jelly, Jun Senoue. Unfortunately, I'm blanking on the rest of the members' names right now. But they're all really cool dudes, and Johnny's other band, Hardline, is also pretty cool. And I really hope that, like, I understand the tone of Sonic Frontiers is more somber. There we go. Now that I remember how to actually play the game. But, like, I understand the tone of Sonic Frontiers is more somber. But I really hope that, you know, Crush 40 and Sonic continue to have a lasting relationship. Speaking of chaos, remember to hydrate. Alright. And it's funny, after the first, like, classic zone, the rest of the boss fights are handled by modern Sonic. And I understand that, you know, obviously, that's sort of how it was handled in the actual series. But having, like, a modern or a classic version of a boss fight and a modern version would be pretty cool, especially since this boss fight plays nothing like the original. And, you know, obviously, classic Sonic is in 2D, and they aren't just going to change that for a boss fight just to have it play like, you know, the actual boss fight from Sonic 06. But just having something. Also, I'm sad that they took away the Unleashed mechanic of being able to run up to bosses that you've stunned and just juggle them with the boost. Like, it was so much fun in that game. Just being able to ragdoll Eggman across, like, Adabat and whatnot. Not... Right? You fought him in Adabat, right? I'm thinking of Missouri. And, yeah, no, Atabat was Jungle Joyride. Yeah, no, you did fight him. Alright, cool. Can I hit you, please? There we go. Alright. Nah, I'd rather not. Alright. But, like, there are things that I like in pretty much every Sonic game. And, you know, I think that there's a lot of good that has come out of the Sonic series. And there are just things that I want to share with people. Excuse me, why did I fall so far behind? Excuse me? I was, like, right next to him. There we go. Even in, you know, bad games like Sonic 06, Sonic Boom, Sonic the Hedgehog Genesis is just really funny to point and laugh at. But, like, things like that, even if the thing that you enjoy most is just getting together with some friends and making fun of how bad it is, like, there's something to be gotten out of that. And it's just something that I'm very passionate about. And I hope that I can continue to share that passion with you as I continue to come back to YouTube and just producing content in general. But after this, there's just one more boss fight. And most people would probably say it's one of the worst boss fights in this game. I think it's a bit hyperbolic to say it's, like, the worst, but also, you know, there has to be a worst. Inevitably, if there's a best, there is also a worst in terms of quality. Just, you know, due to the nature of having to rank things. And personally, I don't really like how this boss fight was handled. I understand that you fought this as the Werehog, and so they couldn't, you know, one for one take this from Sonic Unleashed. But one of the things that I don't... Nice. One of the things that I don't very much care for in this fight is there's no banter, there's no dialogue. Like, these characters are all taken from certain points in time. Like Eggman, you know, at least this incarnation seems to be taken from Unleashed, since obviously he's piloting the Egg Dragoon. Nice. But, like, there's no dialogue, and I understand that the writers changed from Unleashed and, like, Sonic and the Black Knight to Colors and Generations. But at the same time, like, there's just something missing from this fight. So while it's not, like, the worst in terms of mechanics, I feel like it didn't really survive the transition from Unleashed to this game in terms of like, dynamics. Like, you can hear the desperation in Eggman's voice in Sonic Unleashed as he's begging you to just die, and so that way he can be done with having you in his hair. And like in this game, he repeats lines from earlier Eggman encounters in that game. But, you know, it just kind of rings hollow. Hollow. And also this falling segment from the original game just kind of being a somewhat sloppy transition due to a random portal opening up. Just feels kind of messy. And I kind of wish that we got to see the center of the Earth that we fought him in the original game. Even if it's just an aesthetic change. Like, you have all the same sort of obstacles and grind rails and whatnot. It's just, you know, different. Ooh, what happened to the camera? It's just a different aesthetic. Did one of those not load in properly? Oh well. Nice. Yep, come on. There we go. Alright. Now, there should be, I want to say, 2, maybe 3 more hits. Typically, I would have done more damage to him by now. Alright, come on. There we go. No, there was just one. Okay. But like, there's just something missing from that fight. It doesn't hold the same weight as it does in Unleashed, and I understand, like, you know, the narrative of Sonic Unleashed, you know, you go through Eggman Land, which most people usually take, like, around an hour to 45 minutes, or 45 minutes to an hour to beat on their first attempt, and then you have essentially 3 different bosses back to back to back. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the pre-rendered cutscenes. I'm sorry, I couldn't find a fix in the few minutes that
You're not in a position to demand anything, you nasty little pincushion.
Eggman! But how?
He had a little help.
Dr. Robotnik!
no one calls me that anymore.
If you would be so kind as to explain,
That's-
Gentleman Genius Dr. Eggman from the future.
Anyway,
It will be my pleasure.
I have plenty of issues with the writing
Of the past.
of,
After
I
my
want to
most
say
recent
their names
study,
are
I stumbled upon the
Pontac and
primordial
Graph.
form of this unique creation,
I don't remember their first
which I
names,
discovered had amazing
but
abilities
either way, they don't really write for
I have
Sonic
never
anymore.
been able to master.
And I don't think,
Could
like,
erase time and space. I then had the brilliant
they should
idea
never
to
work in the
use my
industry again, and
discovery
oh, they
to
were
undo my
the
previous
worst
abilities.
things ever, you know, like,
In order to perfect
they're
it,
fine
I needed
writers,
the
they
help of
just
somebody as smart
are
as I am.
self-admittedly not people who know pretty much anything about Sonic.
Oh, you are too kind, my dear future self, and I was happy to help.
And so having them write for the Sonic series
Fleeing them through time to
for
make my
over a
choice.
decade,
But the more your monster tears
they
through time, the more
treated it a lot
damage
more
you
like a
do.
Saturday morning cartoon, and I understand there are mandates from Sega,
Own the world
and
I'm
obviously
Sonic.
the game director chooses the tone and this, that, and the other thing. but like a lot of their script deviations.
Will I really get that crazy? We'll see who's crazy after I destroy both Sonics. Forever.
Alright.
You mean after we destroy them? Less arguing, more destroying.
But like,
Destroy me.
it feels a lot more like a Saturday morning cartoon, and after games like
Myself, and now there's two of me.
Then I'll have
the
twice
Sonic
as much
Adventure
fun
games, Sonic
defeating
Heroes, like the Sonic Rush series, where they were like
Keep moving.
earnestly cheesy. And like, I recently replayed through Sonic and the Black Knight, and I very much enjoy that game, even though, you know, it obviously has flaws. No game is perfect, nothing really is. But I find it to be enjoyable, and the fact that it takes itself seriously, even to what some would say is its detriment. Shoutouts to Sir Gawain. It's just
That was
something that I really appreciate, and something that I felt was sorely missing during what most people dubbed the meta era of Sonic, with Pontac and Graff's run as writers. Starting with Sonic Colors and seemingly ending with Sonic, or Team Sonic Racing. I always want to say Sonic Team Racing.
Focus your spirit.
I really wish that game got more support, both in terms of mods and just
Sonic?
from the developers.
You always do.
Anyway, so I just talked over what most people have a problem with during Pontac and Graff's run.
Time to scramble some Eggman, Super Sonic style.
Aside from all of the cheesy jokes, people don't really like that Sonic's friends just kind of turn into cheerleaders, and they don't really do anything in the stories. And yeah, I agree. Once again, I recently replayed through Sonic Heroes. And like, first off, that Team Chaotix theme, so good. Secondly, I very much enjoy, you know, Sonic's friends, you know, everybody jokes about, oh, my friends are my power, ha 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 ha. But like, legitimately. Nice. I'm so glad you helped, Classic Sonic. Oh, right. Oh, you can't toggle, what do you call it? Subtitles on and off. So yeah, I can't seem to find any of the homing shots. Can you please tell me where they are? Oh, I found them. Alright, come back out here. Oh, you really want me to go back out there, don't you? Come on. So... while I say this boss fight is okay, I understand why people are so upset with it. Because, like, first off, that looks like a homing shot is a bit of a meme now because, holy hell, it was repeated so many times throughout this one boss fight. But, like, it's very repetitive. And I will say, I do think the 3DS version is better. But that's not the version that we're playing. Especially since I don't have a 3DS capture card, nor am I looking to invest in one anytime soon. But that's just one piece of tech that, if you remember, near the very start of the stream, I was just like, oh, I've been researching pieces of tech that interest me. And the fact that people have been creating more advanced capture cards for the 3DS has been another thing that's interested me. Because just seeing how people take this hardware and modify it Why am I stuck at the bottom? Hello? Sonic? Alright. But, going back to what I was talking about, some other pieces of tech that have interested me is, people for years have been developing a, well, portable versions of consoles. So, like, you know, most people make a Wii handheld, a GameCube handheld. I have been looking into the world of Dreamcast handhelds, because that system had so many unique properties about it. Why can't I go any further right? Were there always this many weird invisible walls that I just didn't remember about? Sorry. Is a Dreamcast portable. And yeah, most of the made-to-order Dreamcast portables are like $500 to $600. So, you know, it's also something that I wouldn't get my hands on at all, let alone recently. But it's something that I find very interesting because, like, even though the system's been out for over 20 years, like, people are just now coming up with, like, solutions for problems like with the Dreamcast handheld. You know, you can only play one-player games. There's no TV output. Like the one that I was looking at most recently, I think it's the DC SX? Okay, no matter what button I pressed, nothing happens, so cool. I couldn't change phases, I couldn't charge up my other Sonic. What are you supposed to do there?
Sonic, press left bumper and right bumper at the same time to combine your powers.
Ah. This is why I play with subtitles. Thank you, Silver. Anyway, so that was about 3 minutes longer than it probably should have been. But like the Dreamcast Portable, it has a built-in VMU, but then you can't actually use the VMU. And, you know, with the controller port and possible TV output, that could be a problem that is fixed in the future. I would pull up a picture of it and throw it in some of the black space around the small little video files.
Wow, where does somebody put all
But
those gold rings? You know what?
you know,
I
it's,
don't know. I keep forgetting to ask.
I only have a single monitor setup, and I don't feel like pausing the game just to pull up the DC SX.
It was great teaming up.
It's overall a pretty cool system. It uses an actual Dreamcast motherboard, and I want to say you can use either GDMU, which just, you know, is an SD card reader
Sweet.
that replaces the GD-ROM drive Same thing that you could get in a stock Sega Dreamcast. Well, stock. You can modify a stock Sega Dreamcast to achieve the same effect,
Hey, Sonic! Enjoy your
as well
future.
as
It's gonna be
Redream.
great.
But I believe GDMU, because it just loads up the files on the SD card like a normal GD-ROM, it has 100% compatibility. And the other one, Redream, doesn't, because I want to say it's... I don't remember the technical differences between Redream and GDMU. However, I can say it is very interesting that, you know, people think these things up, and it's very cool to have an alternative to just, you know, plopping an emulator on your phone, even though it's very expensive and is kind of impractical if you don't have like a carrying case for it and whatnot. Because it is, you know, a dedicated Dreamcast. And until we get that extra controller port and TV output, it's something that I will probably admire from afar. Even after, like, some of my other personal stuff is done, like, needing to be saved up for. It's not something that I would get right away. Just to say I have one, because, you know, in all reality, there's not many places that I go on the go where I would say, hey, I want to play my Dreamcast and I want to play it now, but only by myself and not be able to use the VMU. You know, so perhaps when they have that, like, further revised model, and, you know, what I heard from the person who, or from the people that were doing reviews, one of them was actually a seller who had contact to the people in Japan who make the DCSX. And they said, yeah, they were working on a model that has a TV output, that has a controller port, possibly only one controller port, so who knows if you can even use that in conjunction with, you know, the controls on the system itself. Not to mention, you know, how difficult that would be trying to... It kind of reminds me of a Sega Nomad situation. And that's what makes me laugh the most, because the Sega Nomad was an official portable Sega Genesis that had a TV output and a single controller port. And you could use the controls on the system in conjunction with that controller port to play multiplayer games. Or if you just wanted to use the controller port and the TV output, or just the built-in controls and the TV output. You know, you could essentially mix and match which controller you want to use, whether it be the one built into the system or the external one. And it was just such an interesting concept. I think it had a rechargeable battery pack that came separately, but otherwise you would have to use either 6 or 8 AA batteries. Retrobit, the manufacturers who have been making a lot of third-party, like, they're officially licensed Sega controllers. I own their Genesis and Sega Saturn pads, both for the original consoles, as well as their PC counterparts. I did see that they came out with a new 6-button Genesis controller modeled like the 3-button controllers. I saw that it was like $20 to $30. It seemed interesting, but I'm also trying not to spend a bunch of money on stuff that I don't need. And so it's another thing that it's just like, it's cool to see from afar. It's not particularly something that I'm interested in picking up because I already, excuse me, I already have the 2 other Retrobit Sega controllers, but this was not the point that I was getting at. Retrobit showed off a concept for a modern Sega Nomad. We didn't see much from it because it was just at a, it was just on a, what do you call it? It was just a display model at one of Retrobit's booths, I want to say back in like 2019 or 2020. And unfortunately, we haven't heard anything after that. But I'm really hoping that they come out with that at some point. You know, give it another shake. Because the Sega Nomad came out when the 32X was coming out and the Sega Saturn was coming out. And, you know, Sega kind of oversaturated the market, excuse me. And, you know, it just ended up with none of the things selling super well, at least in America and Europe. And I understand there are other regions of the world, but, like, you know, giving the Sega Nomad another chance to shine is what I'm trying to get at. Having it with a modern screen to get rid of ghosting artifacts, having a modern battery pack and an actual rechargeable battery, as well as an HDMI out instead of, you know, the Sega Genesis Model 2 AV out, would be very welcome additions if they ever do get the okay to finish up that project. And it's just something that I very much hope to see again, because things like you know, portable versions of consoles, I understand that. Happy birthday, even though I missed his birthday by a month. In fact, a month to the day. So, oh, here we go. Here's the funny cutscene.
Are you sure you saw a door over here? What? You were the one who said you saw a door over here. Well, I know it was one of us. Shut up and keep looking.
And then you can't hear them, even though they're like 2 feet away, but you can still hear their footsteps. I love sound design.
What time is it? It's the exact same time as when you asked earlier, and it'll be the exact same time when you ask later. There is no time here. Let me just say that this was a brilliant plan that you came up with. Don't get too self-righteous. It'll be your plan pretty soon. I'm gonna dedicate the rest of my life to forgetting it. I heard that. Do we ever win? That depends on your definition of win. Beating Sonic? Oh, well then no.
Well, there's Sonic Riders.
Maybe I'll go back and get my teaching degree. That's not a bad idea. I've always enjoyed telling people what to do.
All stages clear, even though I didn't touch like half of the stages. Alright, like I said, I think I will call it here. Thank you so much for joining me. And I hope to pick this up sometime soon, talking about pieces of tech that I find interesting, ideas for videos that I want to work on, and just sort of general plans that I have. And hopefully more people will join me, because I seem to have worked out most of these streaming issues. Also, let me turn subtitles back on. Subtitles on. There we go. So, you know, I had a real good time, and I hope to continue to do this, and that I can bring joy to at least one person watching. So yeah, have a wonderful day. This is Maximilian, signing out. And of course my stream hotkeys aren't working, so